Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me. My name is Ian West. I am the director of ICN, and um, and I'm like so excited about nationals this year. It's kind of crazy. There's a lot of things converging on nationals this year. I don't need to bore anyone with the whole details of the thing, but it's just a really important year and a special year for me personally, and then for ICN generally. It's our 10th anniversary this year. And it's just sort of like the biggest, most competitive contingent of students that we're going to be sending to any major event. It's really amazing what our directors and coaches have done and what the kids, how much work the kids have put in. And so we're really at a moment where it's going to be a special year. I mean, no matter what happens, win, lose, or draw, it's going to be a very special event. And like I'm just already, my heart is a little bit amped up. Um, so tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a slide presentation that just kind of details some of the logistical things to keep in mind about the event as we go. The point here is to give you kind of an overview, a visual overview of the event, and then throw in a few extra important details that parents particularly should know. There are some important things about this event that are new, and then some things that they've gotten more strict about, such as running and ball playing and things like that tend to happen in large convention centers when you put hundreds of children together and then people stop paying attention to them for even 5 seconds. So let's start. I guess I will. Let me share my screen here, and then I will try to launch a slideshow and see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Okay. So now just somebody thumbs up, Robin. You can see my screen. You're seeing the deck. Okay, good. Great. All right. So it's this weekend. It's May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And first thing I wanted to do is just welcome everyone to this experience. If you've never been to a major travel event, or if this is your first national event, you're in for a doozy. It's amazing. Saratoga is big and chaotic and crazy and fun, but it's only 2 days, and this is bigger and better and longer and more of everything. More of the ups, the downs, the excitement, the fatigue, the whole thing. So I'm excited to have everyone there. I think, as I said before, it's the biggest group we've ever had at a national event. We're going to have final numbers are still not set, but it looks like upwards of 500 kids are playing from our teams. We're going to have, I think, 41 staff members on site, including myself, um, and um, and I think the kids are ready. They've been working so hard all year for this, and I just think there's so much to be excited about. Again, win, lose or draw. I was looking at all of our. We have a stat guy who builds out these little, seeding plots for all the best, the teams that are best seeded for the sections, and we look great. We look strong in pretty much everywhere. We've got teams competing for just about everything that's available. But being a top seed or a high seed and actually winning is two different things, as we all know. So as I've been telling kids, I've been telling our coaches, nationals has already started right now. Like, you should be getting yourself in the mindset for what's coming, doing puzzles every day, and studying openings and playing some chess online or be in your club. Get in the mood, clarify the mind, and get in the mood. So thank you for coming, and thank you for investing your time and energy in it. This picture, by the way, is a picture we took the last time we were in Baltimore specifically. So it was 2 years ago. It was in Baltimore, and this is the group we had. Now, this is not every kid that was on that trip, but we had 274 kids on that trip. 274. This time, I think we have 480 or 490 something. I'm not sure, upwards of 500. And your next question is going to be, well, where are we taking the picture this time? I think we're going to take it right here again. And I think you'll notice that a lot of the stairs are empty, and that there's also a lot of adults occupying stair spaces. So we'll put our staff on the top and bottom, and we'll make it work. So I think this will be the picture spot again, which will be, this is right out front of the convention center. I'll show you on a map. This is the schedule of events over the weekend. Now, you don't need to, like mentally memorize this on the spot or anything. I just want to point out a couple highlight things about it that I think are important for us to note. Number one is that Friday, for all players, 12 noon is the intro meeting in the team rooms. So regardless of if you're K1 or K3, K5, K6, all of our directors and coaches and kids and parents will be meeting at 12 noon to hear the intro, the rules of the road, and get some wise words and some preparation at 12 noon. That won't be a long meeting. It'll probably be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The directors will talk. They'll lay down the law a little bit and get everyone on the same page, and then the first round will start for most sections at 1 p.m. and for the littles K1 sections at 1:30 p.m. Between the end of round 1 and the beginning of round 2 on Friday, which is at 6 p.m. or 5:30 for the littles, we are going to be trying to do all of our team photos in that hour window between 4 and 5 p.m. Team photos are where you and your kids and their teammates come for one specific photo, just dedicated to each team. So PS33 and PS118 and Nest Plus M and Lower Lab and PS166 and PS282 and PS20. All of the teams will have, we're going to have 3 different stations, photography stations, one in each team room. And we're going to try to get all of our team pictures done in that 1 hour, because otherwise it's very chaotic trying to get team photos throughout the course of the weekend with the number of people we have involved here. So we're going to designate it. The directors will reiterate this and will tell you where to be and when to be about that. But that's when we're going to get all our team photos done. If they all don't get done in that hour, it's not the end of the world. The directors will coordinate and find another moment. There are lots of moments in the weekend for it to happen, so it's not like that window is not do or die. We have some very good people taking photographs all weekend long. Next thing to note, very important thing to note, is on Saturday, the first round is 9 a.m. for most sections, 9:30 for littles. And then before the fourth round is the only round in this tournament, aside from round 7, where all players will start at the same time at 1:30, round 4 at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. We do our all players picture at 12:30. So what happens is 12:30, everybody comes for the picture. The one I showed you, this picture here, where we get everybody in one shot. So at 12:30, everybody comes for that. That takes 10 or 15 minutes usually, because we like to let the last stragglers come join the picture. There's always a couple of people who come after 12:30 or right around 12:30. And then we take the picture, and then everybody makes their way back to the team room for team meetings around 12:50 to 1 o'clock. And then I'm just making sure people are getting in. Sorry. And then, okay, now how do I get rid of that? There we go. And then team meetings at 12:50 to 1, and then the round kicks off at 1:30. So Friday is team photos. Saturday is all kids, all hands on deck, all kids and all staff photos. So there's that about the schedule. Sunday, awards, you'll notice that the awards are at 5:30 and 6. They are not in the same place. And I'll show you a map of where everything's going to be. Hopefully everyone can stay for the awards. Like I say, practically all of our teams are playing for something in some section somewhere, be it K1, K3, K5, or K6. Very few kids are even playing as individuals, I think, almost practically everybody is squatted up, and so there's a lot to do at the award ceremony, a lot to see, and I'm hoping everyone can be there. I think it's not a thing to miss. The beauty of Baltimore, obviously, is that you can go to the award ceremony and then you can still get a train back to the city, by 10 or 11 p.m. or whatever it is that will allow you to not have to stay overnight Sunday. Usually at nationals, when it's in Nashville or when it's in Florida or Dallas or wherever, everyone has to stay over Sunday night and leave Monday morning. But Baltimore is lucky this way that you can go out Sunday night and still kind of figure it out and make it. So that's the schedule. By the way, I meant to mention, just if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat now, because at the end of this, I will go back. I'll circle back and take a look at questions, and then I'll also share my contact info. I will be there all weekend, and I will be helping the directors and coaches with whatever needs help. And if you have questions along the way, you can feel free to reach out to me at any time. I mean, you'll see me there. I'll be there the whole time. Okay, this is a map of the playing halls. This is the so-called 100 level of the convention center. Now, they made it pretty clear, it's pretty straightforward, that halls C and D are where all the K3, K5, and K6 sections are, all of them. And then hall E and F are giant open Skittles room areas. There's going to be tables, and I think they're going to have the chess store, and maybe they'll have Chess Kid booth or whatever. I'm not sure what all will be in there, but there'll be a bunch of stuff in there. And then hall G is the K1 section. So the littles play in hall G. So they keep them separate. Obviously, the little kids have a different schedule and different playing area because they're the smallest kids in the event, and so they also have different protocols about how they play. So parents need to stay and pick them up there. They won't let those kids find you in the facility. You have to retrieve your children from the K1 section.
Well, I think I want to
now, just for context, in the bottom right corner, you see what's called the Pratt Street lower lobby. That's the door next to that staircase where the pictures get taken, just so you know. So that gives you a little context about what you're looking at from the outside. So that's Pratt Street. There is where you're standing facing the facility. And yeah, they call these Skittles rooms. Skittles is just the sort of chess lingo for the chill out space, or it's usually like for people who want to just play blitz or goof around. It's a room for analysis. It's a room for all. It's sort of a catch-all. We are not in that room. Our team spaces are not in there. But this is the 100 level. This is the ground level of the facility. Now, this is what they call the 300 level. This is 2 floors up. And as you can see, there are lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of little rooms, team rooms, and who knows what else. I don't know. USCF did not actually open all of these rooms for team rooms. Some of these areas were blocked off their list, and I don't know if that means that there's another event happening or something else happening or what. But clearly, there's a lot of team spaces, and because I actually did ask, they are all booked. Everything's booked up. So I was trying to get an extra space, but I couldn't do it. So you can see where we are is above that K1 wing, the K1 area from this map, Hall G. We're above the K1 area directly. So you just go up the stairs twice to get to the 300 level. You will find our team room. So it's the easiest way for the K1s. It's good. The easiest way for K1 players to find us, to minimize the amount of transit they have. But the walk isn't that bad from the K3, K5, K6 sections to our team rooms is not that bad. So this gives you a sense of what the 300 floor looks like. Now, I want to highlight the note here on the upper left corner of my screen. If you can see it, please take a look at it. This is one of these things that they made a big deal about in their. I don't know if you happen to catch the USCF town hall. But I remember this from the event. I remember they cracked down mid-event. They were experiencing a lot of facilities damage, and they were getting really upset and starting to. I think they may have booted a couple of people out. Then they're gonna be cracking down on running, playing tag, throwing balls, any kind of games, roughhousing in any of the common spaces inside the facility. And they basically said flat out, if they catch kids doing that, they're going to remove people from the event. You will be booted from the facility. This is not something that ICN or our coaches or staff. This is not something we are capable of policing, because we are in 345 through 350. The majority of gosh darn it, sorry, that was getting that. I was trying to let people in still. We are in the team rooms the majority of the weekend, analyzing games and having meetings and things. We are not walking the halls policing ball playing and running and all that kind of stuff. It's the sort of thing and it's just, I know because I've been there both as a parent and as a coach. You get to chatting with other parents and you lose track of what's going on, and before you know it, your kid is like being brought to you by the facility security people because they broke a chair or whatever. It's so I'm stressing this. The directors will stress it at the meetings first thing Friday at noon, and then we'll go on stressing it. But I'm going to ask everyone to really be extra mindful. It's looking like weather is clearing and getting a little spring-like and lovely. So go outside and go for a walk, throw a ball outside, go on the outdoor terrace or whatever. But please make sure you're not running or playing tag or throwing balls inside the facility. The team room, obviously, you may say, oh, well, can we just come in the ICM team room? And no, because that's the think tank. That's where all the analysis and strategizing for the weekend is being done. So it just will have to be outdoor stuff for outdoor stuff. Okay, this is a little bit of a
Oh,
close.
sorry. I just hopped up, but the when you say the team room, okay, now I see it's kind of broken up depending on your head coach, right?
Well, yeah, I'll get to it. Yeah, just now.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
sure thing. Um, sorry, this just trying to make sure I'm not leaving anybody in the waiting room, and I keep making the screen pop up in front of me. Okay, so our team rooms 345 and 346, the dotted wall in the middle is not going to be a wall. That's a retractable wall. We're having all the retractable walls taken out. So there are going to be 3 large spaces. Eli, Kanadia, and Logan are going to be in that space. Angel and Jenny are going to be in 347/348. And then Alexis, Brad, and Eddie are going to be in 349, 350. So it's kind of like Brooklyn. I think of it as Brooklyn and Manhattan 1 and Manhattan 2. So that's the way the team rooms are parsed out by director. I think these spaces are pretty large, but I do not believe they are large enough for you to like set up shop. I know in some tournaments we have enough space where people bring their folding chairs and they kind of like they set up campsite and they pitch a tent or whatever. This is not going to be that sort of event, but there are huge common areas for people to hang out outside the team room. So we're not going to be doing any camping, no camping allowed in the team rooms until we at least get in there and see what the spaces are like. These spaces, 1,100 plus 1,100, 2,200 square feet, sounds like a lot, but to have 3 networks in there or 2 networks, and to have 100 to 150 kids per network or whatever it is in those spaces, it will be very challenging. Now this slide, sorry, I know it's a bit overwhelming, but this is just a kind of close-up overview of the 2 floors so you can see how they sort themselves out one over the other. And as I said before, our team rooms are right above the K1 hall, so that's nice. I think that works well. Okay, if you have any questions about this as we're going, please feel free, just throw it in the chat because I will circle back. This is just a short slide because I wanted you all to be aware. This is just a 5 to 10 minute walk from the Baltimore Convention Center, as noted on the map. This is a quick screenshot, obviously, of Google Maps, just showing
How big is it?
how many restaurant options there are within walking distance. And we didn't get, south of the thing or whatever. So it's like there are a lot of things to do in the area, a lot of places to look at. There's a park nearby, as you can see. I would say there's, I haven't checked on Baltimore weather for the weekend, but it's no longer 30 degrees outside, so I'm guessing it's going to be nice to be out and about. So enjoy. There are also a ton of hotels. I don't know if anybody's still hunting for hotels, but there are almost as many hotels as there are restaurants. It's crazy in that area. So it's very easy to find rooms too, if anybody needs them. Okay, here is a quick overview. I don't want to spend too much time on this slide, but a quick overview of the awards. And this is not to overwhelm anyone, but the main point of this slide is really just in every section, there's practically a ton of awards. There's individual awards, either top 10 or top 15, or top 30 or top 20. I think the smallest one is top 10 in K6 Open. There's top 10. K6 under 800, there's top 10 individuals. But for many of the sections, it's top 15 or top 20. And then for teams, it's top 5 or top 10. I think, K3 under 600, there's 15 team prizes. So there's a lot of hardware to be had at this event. And as I say, our groups are going there strong. So I think we should expect to see a lot of success here. So I just wanted to give you a sense of that. I also wanted you to see how many sections there are. Now, most ICN programs focus on K-5, but we do have some K-8 programs and a K-12 program. And so we have teams in every single section. I think I did the math. In most of the sections, we have 4, 5, 6, or 7 teams in each section. A couple of the sections, we only have 1 or 2. But we're in every section except K6 Championship, I believe. Yeah. Okay, awards. That's cool. Let's move on. Badges. I need to say something quickly about the badge policy. They have these badges, like a lanyard you have to wear around your neck if you're a kid playing in the event, and if you're an adult taking a kid to the playing area of the event, you need to wear the lanyard. You probably already know about this because you register your kid, and I think they're alerting everyone who registers they need a badge for themselves and for their kid. This is new. This is relatively new. They had this in grades in Spokane back in December. It's the first time I'd seen it. Now, this is the first major full nationals event where they're going to be running this. The badge thing's important. You got to have it. If you lose it, it'll cost you $20 to replace it. You got to have that badge. They won't let you or your child in and out of that playing area, the 100 level playing area, without the badge. That's true for me and for our staff as well. We have to have badges if we're going there. Our coaches are intent on accompanying kids and teams to the playing area, and so they're going to have badges as well. So please make sure you have it. Make sure you get it when you arrive. I think they're open as of probably Thursday morning. I think they said they were planning to open Thursday at 9 a.m. And you could come to get a badge anytime Thursday or Friday morning before the rounds start. But that's the issue with badges. If you have other kids with you, so if you're a parent and you have one kid playing and maybe 1 or 2 kids who've come on the trip but are not playing, they don't need badges. The kids don't need badges. But if you and your spouse are here, or I should say are there at the event, and you both want to be escorting your child, you will need to get an extra badge for the extra person. So that's that. It's a safety thing, really. It's an annoyance because it's an extra thing to have to, like a physical object to have to track, and it's $20, for all the badges that we have to cover all our badges, $20 a head or whatever. It's whatever it is. But it is a good safety feature, I think, ultimately. Okay. That's the badge policy. There is now a US Chess events app, apparently. I mean, I have it on my phone. it doesn't serve any purpose for me because I don't have a child registered in this event. But like the first thing you do, it does when you open the app and you click on nationals, is it says, please enter the email address you used to register your child for this. So I'm like, well, I didn't register my child for this, so that's sort of where the app ends for me. So I haven't actually looked into it, but there are things to see there, and they are hyping this app up. I think they think it's going to be a very helpful tool. I hope it's true, specifically around results and pairings, being able to find your board, your pairings for your kid, and to follow the results and make sure they're tracked correctly. You know, if your kid tells you you got to win, he got to win or she got to win, and you go to look and that point isn't there, or that's noted as a 0 or something, the app should help you stay on top of results. I would recommend checking, whether you use the app or not, I would recommend checking results every round. As soon as they're posted, check your kids' results every round and make sure they're accurate. They're not, they run a very good system. This event is very strong and very well run. But they're not perfect, and sometimes the results are incorrect. So please make sure, track it one way or the other. I would say download the app and monkey with it. See if see if you can get it to work for you. But be prepared to track in other ways as well. They have a website for the event as well that has results and standings that you can follow. I find their website perfectly straightforward and useful. So, but I'd be interested to know anyone who uses the app this weekend. I'd be interested to hear back about how it goes, if it's useful or not. Lots of things seem to be in there, floor plans and information about the area and all sorts of stuff. So there you go. That's the app. A couple notes, 2 important notes: electronic devices and notation. This is a bit, I want to be clear. I hope everyone's listening to this more than any other thing I've said so far. I want to be clear that I don't feel super confident in the way they've advised about electronic devices. My advice to you is, do not send your child with anything into the playing area. No phones, nothing with a screen, nothing with connectivity, no watches, nothing. There's nothing they need that for while they're playing. They are not allowed to have it on while they play. And the problem with the way they set the rules up is, as we took some of their language off the website, it is not advised for players to have any electronic devices. Should players decide to bring a device, it must be turned off and placed face up next to their board for the duration of the game. I think it says, or in a bag or something like that. Now, the problem with this is, I guarantee you what your kid's going to do is, your kid's going to stick that thing in their pocket. They're going to stick that thing in their pocket, and they're going to forget it's there, and then they're going to walk into the bathroom to go to the bathroom during the game. And when they come out, they're going to be met by the organizer and the opponent, and the opponent's going to say, he took a phone into the bathroom, and your kid's going to lose the game on the spot. Like, that kind of stuff is happening. That's what's happening. And the phone can be off, it can be, whatever. But if you walk out of the room, you walk into the bathroom with it, they don't know what you're doing in there, and you can't prove otherwise. And so my advice to you is, I don't know why any child would need a phone in the playing area for the 90 minutes or 2 hours or however long they're in there, when they're not even going to use it. They're not even going to power it on. I'm not sure why they would have it. If your child has a medical condition and they need a device that tracks insulin or whatever, there's things that require devices, I'm aware. Those kinds of things need to be sorted out with USCF in advance of this event, so that they are aware that your child will have a device. There are also some reasons sometimes players will have an electronic notation device. Students with dysgraphia or who have trouble writing or whatever are allowed to have a notation. But again, that again is something that has to be sorted out with USCF in advance of this event. You can't just show up there and waltz in there with some device and claim that you need it. So I'm just saying it again. I'll say it again. You'll hear the directors say it. Just don't send them in. Just take the watch of the phone and stick it in your bag or whatever until they're done, please. And just sidestep the whole landmine. There's no reason to put the landmine in play. All right. Feel free to ask a question in the chat. If I didn't cover that clearly or whatever, I'll circle back to it again. The other important note on this page is notation. What they said is K3 championship and higher, meaning all the K5 and K6 sections, are mandatory notation. You must notate the game. K3 under 1,000 and every section lower than that. So meaning K3 under whatever the other one is, K3 under 6 or whatever, and then K1 and K5, K1 under 5. Those sections, none of those sections have to notate. Our kids all know how to notate almost entirely. Almost entirely. And let me be clear about this. By notate, I don't mean that they come out with a perfect record of the game. I mean they try. They write some moves down. Do they get every move right? No. Do they miss some things? Of course. Do they end up scribbling over stuff? Is it illegible? Of course. That's not the point. The point is that all our programs, kids write. They learn to write, and they're shown how to notate, and they make an effort at it. So for me, just generally speaking, I think the directors, they can say what they want to say about it. I think we're all pretty clear, though, on the same page about notation, that we encourage all kids to write all the time. The bottom line is that sheet with the moves written on it, however imperfect, is the only evidence you can point to about what happened on that board when a claim is made later about winning and losing. So if you discover that there's a wrong result in the standings and your kid is given a 0 in a case where you think they won, and they can show it with a notation sheet, even most of it, they don't have the perfect notation, but they show how they won a queen or they were up material, or it seems clear that they're correct, that sheet will prove the case. And the TDs will ask for it when they have a dispute about the result. So it's extremely important to notate, and we will encourage all kids to notate. And one last note about notation. Don't bother bringing your notation books or your notation sheets or whatever. They aren't going to let you use them. You got to use the sheets that they provide in the tournament. So that's that. You can bring your notation books, by the way. I should take that back. Like, some kids like to have a certain notation book where they record all their games, and they'll use the tournament sheet, but then they'll transfer it over into their book. So bring your books if you want to bring your books, but there won't be any purpose to having them in the tournament hall unless they sort of serve as like comfort animals or whatever. You just like to have your notation book with you when you play. Chess players, like people in sports or whatever, they're very superstitious about. So they like routines. They like certain things to be true. I'm totally that way. I like to follow exact rituals at the board, my behavior at the board before the game, during and after the game, or whatever. So I totally get that. Okay, that is the last major topic for me to cover. The other thing I will just say broadly, is that our role, my role, and our directors and coaches, our role in Baltimore is not a passive one. And we are not there to stand around and clap and cheer and hope everything turns out okay. We have been very proactively working with your kids and each other to build out the best, strongest teams we can build. And that build out and that process of improving your kids' skills and confidence and everything is ongoing. It's nonstop. So right now, if you have any questions about your kids' readiness or preparedness for Baltimore that you think could be addressed or helped within the next 48 hours or whatever, do not be shy about contacting your director or your coach, or contacting me if you want to contact me, although I will have to reach out to your director to find out about you or whatever. But I will say this much: we are going to be there working all weekend alongside your kids to make their results better. So from the moment we start on Friday with the first meeting, all the way until the award ceremony, when you have questions or you want something or you need something, don't be shy about asking. Find a director or coach or me or whatever and ask. Better to ask questions than to wonder. And there's no such thing as like, oh, I don't want to bother him because no, just ask questions and get what you need. Hi, Anakari, you have your hand up. What's up? You can unmute too. Yeah, I know who you are, by the way. You're Coach Brad's student, right? Yeah, cool.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I was wondering if we have to pay for the hotel room or does it come with
No, we pay for it.
we do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we have other questions in the chat for you later.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I'm gonna mute you again. Cool. Yeah, and so I see people are raising hands now. Yeah, I'm happy to take questions. I think the easiest thing to do probably is to put a question in the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the chat first of all so I can see it, and then I'm going to start scrolling the chat. And I think the easiest thing to do is try to address questions through the chat, and then if I get to the end and I still haven't seen your hand up or whatever, I can circle back. Yes, later tonight, I'm going to, after I pull the plug on this recording and then process it, I'm going to send it to all the directors and they will share it. So this will be shareable with everyone else on your team. Will there be a morning meeting on Saturday and Sunday? Good question. All the directors will tell you individually what the plan is as they go. These kinds of things sometimes change. Like sometimes a director may feel like a certain group or a certain team or squad needs a different meeting at a different time or whatever. There's some amount of finessing this through the course of the weekend. So just stay alert. Keep your phone near you if you're not near the team room to find out. Text the director or text me or somebody to ask questions. But I would say generally expect there to be a meeting every morning at the start of each day, a kind of tone setting meeting. It's usually true. Okay. Yes, Magnus can come and be in the team photo as well. Yes, I see that picture or that question there about Magnus, 6th grade Magnus wanting to be in the picture. Yes, that's great. Any suggestions on when and where to eat? So yeah, the rounds are such that there will be plenty of time between them for walks, going to the park and jumping up and down, going to Subway and getting a sandwich or whatever. And there are lots and lots of places around to eat. I think as I showed in that one slide, if you just do a Google search of restaurants near the convention center, there are 80 or whatever within 10 minutes walk. So the options are fairly endless. I don't know how many of them will be open over the weekend because it's a business district. There may be some things that are closed. So I would just do a little advanced research, Google search the area for restaurants, lock into a few that you think are good, check their hours and make sure they're open on the weekend and proceed. Let me take a drink of whatever this is. Okay. I see hands up, but I'm going to continue with the chat and then I'll go to the hands. Award ceremony. Yeah, return train at 6:45. Return train at 6:45. If you want to be at the award ceremony, I would change that. 6:45, you're not going to make it if you want to see the award ceremony. I would change it to, I said the awards are tricky because it feels like they take forever. They don't really take that long, but it feels like it because you're always like, I hope I can get to the airport or whatever it is. I would change it. I think the awards will probably be an hour at least. The K1 sections will be done earlier. They start earlier and there are less of them. So they're done within like half hour to 45 minutes. K3, K5, K6 sections, it's a lot of sections. It'll take an hour. It may take 90 minutes. So prepare for that, yeah. I think I answered the question already, but yes, badges are needed for anyone that's going to be anywhere on the 100 level. If you're planning for your sibling of your kid to come around with you anywhere in that journey, get them a badge. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Children, sibling children don't need badges. Other adults in your family will need badges. That's what it is. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, good. Is it realistic to think I can get some work done on my laptop while my son is playing? Yes, the eternal question. Am I obligated to spend the entire weekend in rapt attention on this thing? No, there's lots of downtime. Like part of it depends on your kid. I'll say like some kids will go in there and stay in there for 2 to 3 hours. Some kids are back in 20 minutes. It just depends on your kid and the situation, the section, and whatever. Is it realistic? I would say probably, yeah. You can get some things done along the way. It also depends, obviously, on how your work style. Are you a person that does work well in weirdo conditions where there's a lot of people and children around and your kids coming and going or whatever? I would not expect to be buried in a laptop while your kid's out of the round in the team room or in the common spaces. Because kids, what do kids do when no one's telling them what to do? They find an object and they start throwing it back and forth to each other. It's just sort of the nature of being anything less than, say, 25. I still do that sometimes. Like my kid and I will just start throwing things in the house. It's just like, whatever. We just can't have it happen. So there's that. I sent to a 10, but I can't. Okay. Okay. Oh, darn. The way this thing just has a mind of its own. Okay. Same team room area as 2023. No. Tara, I don't know if you saw the maps, but I put maps up of where our team rooms are. But they're not hard to find. They're above the K1. They're above the K1 playing hall on the 300 level. Where do parents, caregivers hang out? So, the question about where parents are supposed to be, basically what usually happens is, as I said, K1 parents have to be very attentive to their kids in the section. So there's a waiting area for K1 parents outside the playing area, and you need to be there. Or I think what they do with the app is they'll ping you when your kid's done, and they keep your kid in a waiting area until you arrive. But it's most K1 parents, I think, just tend to stay around the area because those games don't tend to last as long, and they won't release your kid without you there. The K3, K5, K6 parents, it's different. What happens is the first round, everybody's a little more diligent about staying near the playing hall and catching their kid. But once their kid gets trained to walk back across the convention center to the team rooms, then it becomes a self-monitoring situation. And it becomes very reasonable. Come in. God, it's 7:48. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. Once they learn the ropes, they can get back and forth on their own. Our coaches and our staff is going to be walking to the playing hall probably most or every round with kids and teams. We won't be waiting there to catch kids, though, obviously, because our job is to meet them when they get back to the team rooms for analysis. But you'll find that your kid gets better. If your child is very independent and self-sufficient, you show them where it is probably once is enough, and they will figure it out. As long as they know not to leave the facility without you, then you should be good. Will t-shirts and sweatshirts with nationals on it be available on day one? I have no idea about day one, but I know they make those things all weekend. So they're always around, those people. $85 or $120, whatever it is they charge for them nowadays, these sweaters that say nationals. Okay. Yeah, you can have as many adults there with you as you want. I think, going into the playing area, probably, 1 or 2 adults is sufficient. But obviously, if the family's around or coming, if you have family that live there, they're welcome to come. Okay. Oh, the weather. Somebody posted a weather. I'm afraid to click on that, though, because I'm going to make something else disappear. I'll check the weather for Baltimore. Outside food. Oh, that's a good question. I have no idea. The website says no outside food, but wondering if we've heard anything. I have no idea. If it says no outside food, expect them to be a little bit picky about it. Expect them to stop you at the door if you have a big stack of pizza boxes or whatever. But probably you can finesse it a little bit. You get a couple bags of Chick-fil-A or whatever you're doing, and you're kind of like, you bring it in your own bag and you just sort of get it in the team room. We certainly don't care. People are bringing food and we don't care. Carrots and hummus or whatever it is you can find a way to hide it and get it in the team room. Have at it. But I think if you come in with large amounts of anything, you're gonna get tackled or something will happen. Yes, you pick up badges when you get there. Yes. I'm missing the first round. What do I do? This is Mikkel, PS59. I'm missing the first round. What do I do? I mean, nothing. You presumably you're coming midday or mid-afternoon or something and can't be there until round 2. So just come to the team room as soon as you arrive. As soon as you get to Baltimore, come find us in the team room and say hi to Coach Angel and everybody. And then they'll get you ready for round 2, and you'll start round 2. Mikkel, what time do you get to Baltimore?
4:45.
4:45 because I'm taking the state test and then leaving early.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, 4:45's okay. That's close. So you're coming by train, and your train arrives at 4:45.
Yes, I'm coming by train.
Okay, cool. So you should be fine. Get off that train, jump in a cab, and go to the convention center. Come straight to the team room and drop your stuff and drink a bottle of water and high five the coaches and everything, and they'll get you ready for round 2. You should be ready to go for 6 o'clock, which is
What about the badges? Will I find the badges? Will they still?
Yeah, you can go find the badges as soon as you arrive as well. And actually, I'll talk if I'll talk to Angel about it. Maybe we can grab your badge and have it in the team room or something. I'll see about that. But expect to just go to chest control. Chest control is right when you walk in the front door of the place. They have a chest control area, and
Okay.
it'd probably be easier for you to get it, frankly.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Cool. All right. We brought food in 2003, or I assume that means 2023, and they didn't give us any trouble. Okay, great. Badges are in chest control. Yes, badges are in chest control. Chest control, by the way, chest control is the sort of weird, fancy sounding. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I was coming back to this. I was just going to show you that chest control is, everybody can see my screen again. This thing in the bottom corner, right corner, that says swing hall. That's on the first floor. I think the Pratt Street lower lobby, chest control will be right in that area, I believe, is what they said. So you should be able to get questions answered pretty much soon within walking in the door. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if it's not there, just look for signs, because there will be some sign that directs you to chest control. They like you to find chest control because it's the place where you get questions answered and where you pick up badges. Okay. I just noticed my son was resectioned. What does that mean? It means that according to the supplement that they're using, it doesn't qualify for under 800, and they have to move him to under 1,000. So Laura, you can get a better answer to that question by speaking to your director, or you can email me, or you can text me or whatever, and I can send me the name of your kid and your school, and I can look into it. But if they move to section, it means that he doesn't qualify for the section according to their criteria. By the way, I just put my email address in the chat, and now I'm going to put my phone number in the chat. And you see my name, obviously. I put my name in the chat, even though it's on my thing. That's my number and my email address. So don't be shy. Reach out if you need something, or you're not getting an answer, or you're whatever. Just reach out. Like I'm available. I'm in the window now. Like the window is over me right now of nationals consideration. So don't be shy to reach out if you have a question or there's something you need. I can look into it for you or whatever. All right, let me return to the chat. We're running out of time. I want to get everyone off here. Yes, extra badges are $20 a pop for extra adults. Parking. What is parking like there? I don't recall, and I don't really know. I don't drive when I'm there the last time or this time. My understanding was that there is parking. There are facilities for parking there, and it can be done. You'll probably pay something for your car to sit in a spot for whatever amount of time. But I can't speak to the parking question very clearly. Okay. Yeah. So this is an important question. when it says a round is from 5:30 to 8:30, is it possible that the games are? Yes. So the rounds are not 5:30 to 8:30. The round starts at 5:30 and it ends when your child and their opponent shake hands and say, okay, good game, that we're done. Whenever that is. That could be 5:35, it could be 6:30, it could be 7:30, it could be 8:30. So it's any time in that window. Now, if you want a relatively good guesstimate of how long your kid will play, your coach or director will know. So like if I have a, say a second grader whose rating is 400 and who's only been to a few events, that player is not going to be longer than an hour. But if I have a fourth or fifth grader whose rating is 1700 and they play at open events that involve adults and like full players, that player is going to go all 3 hours. So it's like you can kind of tell, there's like a sliding scale, you can kind of gauge, you can predict to a pretty good approximation how long your kid's going to be in there based on their age and rating and amount of experience. But yeah, those times are merely start times, and the finish time is a very open window. Okay. AirTag is not allowed either. So, okay, this is an interesting question. The immediate area of the convention center is pretty nice. I don't remember feeling any weirdness there when I was there last time. I think my memory is that they are pretty good about corralling people in this. Like, there's not a lot of ins and outs to that place that are not eyeballed, and the badge policy prevents. That's the whole point, is to prevent random adults from just appearing suddenly in spaces, and like people are like, who are you? What are you doing here? So that's why the badge thing is in place, is to kind of shield the event from the outdoor world in that way. The doors and the badges kind of help. I don't know about AirTags. I I would say I haven't heard anyone speak to the question, and USCF didn't mention anything about it. I'm not sure. Is an AirTag just a thing that you track on your phone? It's not something the kid can take out and start. They can't do anything with it, or it doesn't have a screen or anything, right? It's just a thing that's in their pocket, and it just allows you to. Yeah, I don't think there's probably any problem with AirTags. What they're concerned about is anything with network connectivity that they can pull it, that you could pull a chess engine up on a screen or on a phone or whatever. That's an AirTag on Akari. Yeah. Okay. Turn it sideways. Okay. It's a little disc. Okay. So I would say AirTags are probably fine. Although generally speaking, again, I would just say anything that could cause your kid to be distracted or whatever, anything, just if it's something that's in their shoe and they don't even know it's there, fine. I would say otherwise, I wouldn't put anything with or on your child that could cause them. You'd be amazed at how many weird things happen in chess tournaments when like just your kid's opponents are gonna look for ways to like call them into question or whatever. It's just the way these things go. Okay. Where are we going to go to get to the train, and from where are we going? Okay, I'm not sure about that question. I mean, you're taking an Amtrak from Penn Station or something, probably. I don't know about anyone's arrangements, but there are like 1,000 trains and buses that go from here to Baltimore area every day. So you'll do so. If you have questions about the transit there, contact me separately or contact your director and find out. I know that people are still buying train tickets now. It's just very simple to get there and back in a reasonable time frame. Where are the under 1,000 players play, and under 1,000 where are they? Under 1,000 are playing in, as I said in the other. You see this thing here. Under 1,000 players are in Hall C and D of the 100 level of the Baltimore Convention Center. But we can show you all this on site Friday when we all go to the playing areas together, which is what we'll do. Okay. Will K1 sections be using their own clocks? Yes. So basically, bring clocks if you have them, and bring pencils. We have like a big giant box of like 1,000 pencils or whatever. Just bring whatever your kids' favorite writing implements are. Bring them, and bring clocks if you have them. Don't sweat it if you don't have a clock. Just don't worry. Just don't worry about it. You don't have a clock, don't worry about it. If you want to buy one there at the event over the weekend, do it. Chess clocks are awesome. If your kid's serious about chess, they should have a chess clock. It's a good tool. But don't sweat that for this event. Just come and they'll play. Okay. Yeah, someone's pointing out that it's very good if you're in the K1 groups to find another parent or other parents on your team and kind of get familiar with everyone, so that when you see parent X's kid running alone by themselves down some hallway, you can feel comfortable to stop that kid and say, hey, where's your mom? Where's your mom? Or whatever. Like, get to know everybody on your team. It's as a parent myself, I find I'm not a super social kind of parent at these sorts of things, but I've learned to just get the basic lay of the land, learn people's names and their kids' names, and just so you know, because it never fails. You know, like you're outside the facility and there's that kid standing there, and then you're like, why are you here? You know, like you have to be able to make a move in a certain moment. So, and you're grateful that someone else does for you and that type of thing. Okay. I think that's, yes, bring clocks. I don't think you can buy badges online. I think everyone, there's no buying of a badge. I think the badges, your registration gets you a badge and you have to just get it once you're there. There's nothing else you can do. Okay. Never had a problem with the air tag. Okay, great. Good. What should kids do in between rounds? Yeah, my advice, what should kids do between rounds? Number one, after the game's over, come straight back to the team room, report to the coach and director what the result is, win, lose, or draw. You lost and you're feeling agony, that's fine. You feel all the agony you want. Come back and report your result. Number two, sit down with a coach or director or me or whoever and get some analysis done and make sure you understand what happened in that game, win, lose, or draw. It's not just the wins you want to look at. You want to look at the losses and the draws. You want to understand what happened. It makes you stronger for the next game. I always refer to nationals as a 3-day-long chess lesson. It's like the best chess lesson you'll ever get. 3 days of intense engagement, immersion. There's nothing better. Your kid's going to, in many cases, are going to double their strength over the course of this weekend, just being there and going through it. So don't miss the opportunities for game analysis. All our coaches are there all weekend, and they have no other mandate than helping your kids get better. So please take advantage of that. And then other than that, get some food, get some fresh air, drink lots of water, hug, go back to the team room, lie down, relax, close your eyes, watch a show on TV, play a video game for a few minutes or whatever. I would not spend a ton of time on screens between rounds because it's just not conducive to real clearness of mind for the purpose. And I'll just say this, you'll hear the directors say this too, I'm sure. I would absolutely avoid the swimming pool until the end of the event or the end of each day at the absolute minimum. I don't allow, when I coached teams back in the day, they were not allowed to anywhere near the pool during the weekend until Sunday after the last round. They were welcome to go, jump straight in the pool after round 7. You can go run as fast as possible from the board to the pool and drive. I don't care. But before that, the energy that gets blown in a pool hop like that is just, you might as well throw a round out the window. You might as well just add a donut to your list of results because you're going to get a 0 as a result of that swimming. No, my kid needs to let the energy out. No, I'm sorry. This is not a thing. Just like your kid needs, either they're traveling across the country to play in a national championship, the pool is just not the place to spend the energy. So anyway, that's my opinion about the pool. Generally speaking, there are lots of things you can do that help your kid stay on point and focused and sharp while also getting rested and letting some energy out and drinking water and getting lots of hugs. Make sure you're giving your kid lots of hugs, up close attention, grab them by the head and kiss their forehead and just be there with them and for them. That's my advice. Spend your time doing that. Leave the screens away whenever possible. But anyway, I know how screens are. I have 2 kids. Mine are 12 and 9, and I know how it is. It's a ongoing battle every second. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Anybody else have a question that I didn't address? They want to unmute. Who is that I see? Who is that? Is that who I think it is?
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Mr. K1 Monster, are you ready to come to Baltimore and knock him out?
Yeah.
You have a question for me?
Do they have clocks there?
Not really. There will be clocks there because lots of kids who are coming are bringing their clocks. So maybe a lot of your opponents will have clocks. But the USCF doesn't provide clocks for this event. They don't have like a big pile of clocks. So if you have one, Maddox, you should bring it. Bring it with you.
Maddox's clock is already packed.
Awesome.
Good.
Already packed. It's only Tuesday, man. Maddox, sometime this weekend, you and I should sit down at a board and just like play a little chess together. We not blitz or crazy stuff. Just like let's find a moment, okay?
Yeah, the last time we played was Super Nationals last year in kindergarten.
It's been too long. It's been too long.
Yeah.
So let's do it. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna mute you. On that note, I want to sign off. I'll just say I recently had some health issues and I had to step away for a bit, and this event is my return. I'm very excited to be back and be around everyone. Feel free to come say hi, and feel free to come sit at a board and play me. I will be happy to play some chess and even get beat if it comes to that. Also, please don't be offended when I don't remember your name. I'm going to look at you and look blank. Just tell me who you are or who your kid is, because I haven't been around everybody in a while, and I'm a little foggy on all the details. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing you all and talking with everybody. But don't fill me in, pull me along, and I'll get there with you. Okay. Rebecca, it looks like, has a question. Or Sanjay?
Yes, I had a quick question. I think that the later games on Friday and Saturday are starting at 6. It feels like they were earlier at States. Is there a reason why these are going so much later? Because it seems like it's a big gap between the 1 o'clock and, I mean, if the games end in 2 hours, they still have another 3 before the next round. That seems very long.
Right. Well, yeah, I think they have to make the gaps long because the games really can go a long, long time. And we're talking about game 90. So you're talking about, you're talking about the potential for a game to be 3.5 hours long. And then they need time to compile results and repair. And so that's the meaning of it. It is a slightly different structure from Saratoga, but I think Saratoga is a little more compressed because they have to jam it all into 2 days. But there you go. So yeah, it is true. Nationals used to be worse. It used to be game 120. For each kid would have 2 hours on the clock. So the games would be like 4.5 hours long, like with the delay, and like it was crazy how long the rounds were. So you'd have kids playing at like 10, 11 p.m. on Saturday night. It was insane. So they've actually compressed it somewhat. But I think for a national championship, they kind of have to let these time controls be pretty expansive as they can make them. These are kids that are the best in the country, are playing for the most important prize of the year. It's sort of like the Stanley Cup of Scholastic Chess. They kind of have to let it go the distance, So that's the reason.
So the max length of any game is 3.5 hours. Is that right?
Well, I would say with game 90, that's 90 minutes for each kid, plus the delay on every move. So and then time. If there's clock stoppage because of a dispute, and they have to call the TD, and who knows what. Like the last kids out of that room, it could be 3.5 to 4 hours before that room's finally cleared out for any given round. So yeah, it's
Thank you. Appreciate that.
yeah, sure thing, sure thing. Go ahead, Sanjay.
Thank you, Coach. Just a quick question is regarding, will there be Wi-Fi access at the convention center?
The famous Wi-Fi question, always a question. Is there going to be Wi-Fi at the event? I mean, yeah, sure. There's going to be Wi-Fi. Will you or I be able to access it, or will it work properly if 10,000 people are trying to get on it at the same time? That I can't say, but yeah, there'll be Wi-Fi. Someone will have access.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
I would say I'm being slightly cynical, but I think in this day and age, the Wi-Fi tends to work pretty well. You may be slow, it may be blippy here or there, but you should expect to have Wi-Fi. We're not all uncivilized as that anymore.
Got it. No, been to events when there was no access, so that's just the one.
Yeah. No, back in the old days, it was just like you had to leave the building to get a text or whatever. You had to go outside, that kind of stuff. I think we're past all that by now, I hope. All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Sure thing.
Hey, quick question. Is ICM going to give the list of the kids who are participating to our schools so that they get the excused absence on Friday, or should we do it and reference you? Like, what's the most streamlined way?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. I'm not sure. My guess, and I'm guessing this just because I don't know the answer. My guess is that our directors mostly are doing that. They're alerting the administrations in the schools, but I don't know that for sure. I'm going to see everyone first thing tomorrow morning, and I will inquire on this point. I'm making a note of it right now, so I'll find out. And I think it's not a hard thing to do, just to email the list of kids to each principal. So my guess is probably half the directors have already done it. But I'll make a note and I'll check up on it tomorrow.
We also wanted to say thank you to all the chess coaches.
Yeah. Also.
What? Also, please get some rest yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Thank you for that. I'll let them know that you all said hi. And yeah, I'm excited. I think I can't wait. I can't wait to get there. Jurian?
Hey, sorry. Yeah, I was just trying to register on the US Chess Events app, and it's not recognizing my email, but I do have a registration confirmation
Oh, interesting.
on that email. So, yeah, have you heard of that problem, or has anybody else had that same problem?
I haven't heard of it, but it sounds like exactly the kind of problem a young app would have.
Yeah, sure.
So you're saying you've entered the email address you used when you registered?
Correct. Yeah.
And it's popping up as a "we can't find you in the system" thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I'm not shocked, but I don't know how to address that question. I would say best advice is when you arrive Thursday, swing by Chess Control and just show them your phone and say, "Okay, can you reconnect me to this thing or whatever?"
Yeah, that sounds good. And somebody kindly, Jay, sent me a national events at uschess.org. So
yeah, good.
I'll reach out to them.
Email them. I'm always wary of emailing all these people right, in the run up.
I know it's crazy right now,
but still do it because it is a legitimate question. It will it will make your life easier. So they have people answering emails for sure. Did I see another hand?
Excellent.
Rebecca raised hand again, or was that from before?
That was before, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I raised my hand and then I brought it down.
Okay.
I added the app. I found my own email, but I don't know how to add my child or how to. I can find him in the list, but then it's basically the participant shows my name rather than his name. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but again, we'll figure it out on Friday. We are arriving Friday morning, so I'll figure out Friday morning.
Okay, and you may ask your director for advice on that topic. I know that all the directors, I can speak to this point, I know for sure, all the directors have been very diligently checking the registration list to make sure that all their kids are registered under the right name, under the right section, all this kind of stuff. So I'm certain that your kid's registered correctly in the event, but it may be showing weirdly on the app or whatever. And that the app is just, I don't know what to say. It's going to be an adventure figuring that out. In a sense, I'm just sort of lucky I don't have to, because I don't have a kid playing, but I feel for you all. Okay, I'm going to can this thing because we're now at the 75-minute mark, and I want to get some rest, and I want everyone to get some rest. So I appreciate you all coming, and come say hi. Find me and come say hi, and I'll see you all at the convention center in Baltimore in about 48 hours. No, about 72 hours. Okay. Cheers.
Thank
you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye.
See you guys.
Oh, that was a lot of people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.